Hey guys! Today we're helping you switch up your meal prep with some steak.
That's right, this one is low fat, high protein, so let's get started.
The first thing you're going to do is peel your sweet potatoes. Now that you've cleared the scraps off of your board, we're going to roughly dice the sweet potatoes. So first, make a cut right down the middle. Put each on its flat side and make long strips. Now cut the other way into a dice. As you dice, put them directly into your pot. If you have a sweet potato that's a little too big for you to get your knife all the way through, all you're going to do is cut it in half first, and then follow the same step as before. Much easier. Cover the sweet potatoes with cold water. Then place on your stove, cover with a lid, and bring to a boil.
Now it's time to cook the meat. You can use any kind of meat you like, but today we have two different kinds for you. So here we have a sirloin steak, and we have a tenderloin steak. Now the sirloin steak may be a little bit cheaper than the tenderloin, but today we got this on special, so always check your butcher and ask him what's on special. You might get some great bargains.
When it comes to calculating the macros, the protein will remain the same in the raw meat as it will in the cooked meat. When it cooks, yes, the weight goes down, but that's just because you're losing water weight and fat. Once the potatoes have been cooking for about 15 minutes, we're going to use a fork to check if they're ready. So very carefully open the lid. See if your fork goes right through them. And if they do, they're ready. So you can turn off the heat. Drain the potatoes and then place them back in your pot. Season with salt and pepper. And we're gonna add some ground cumin, but you can add whatever spice you'd like. Now just mash away. Once it's mashed, just set it aside for later.
Now to cook the beef, we're going to put your pan on a high heat. There's no need to add any oil to the pan as there's enough fat in the beef. As the pan is heating up, season your beef with salt and pepper. Once the pan is hot, we're going to add in the beef. That sounds. Cooking times will vary depending on how thick the cut of meat is. Cuts of meat about this thick, which is about 1 inch thick, will take about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and cuts of beef that are about this thick will take about 4 to 5 minutes on each side. To add some flavor to the beef, we're going to add some garlic, some rosemary, and some black peppercorns. These ones here have been cooking for 3 minutes. We're going to turn them over. Beautiful. Now these cook for the other 3 minutes, taking them out to rest on a plate. These ones we're going to roll into their side. Now we're going to take these out. I'm going to let them sit to rest.
To cook the broccolini, we're just going to fill up a pot with a little bit of water so that we can use a steamer and steam it. Put on the heat and add in the broccolini. And if you don't know what broccolini is, once that's in, cover with a lid.
If it can fit.
Close enough.
Close enough. So while the broccoli's cooking, we're going to make the sauce. We're going to use the same pan we had before. We're going to take out the garlic and the rosemary. Let's put that to the side. Make sure we get rid of all these black peppercorns. And you want to use the same pan because of all the flavour on the bottom. Now, while these beef have been resting, there's a lot of pan juices in here we want to get. So I'm going to put the pan juices straight into here. Perfect. Back to the side. And then I'm going to turn the heat back on. We're going to add some tomato paste. We're going to add some apple cider vinegar. And we're going to just give this a stir. So the apple cider vinegar helps to lift all the sediment from the bottom of the pan. Now they're starting to boil, we're going to add in a cup of our stock. That's this beef stock. Stir that all in together. And we're going to let that sit and bring it to the boil. And while that's coming to the boil, we're going to come over here. And here we have some arrowroot and just some cold water. Now this is a thickening agent that we're going to put into the sauce to make it thicker. This is also gluten free as well. So we're going to pop this into the cold water, and we're going to whisk it up. This is called a slurry. It's a nice funny word for the day for you. So now I've made our little slurry. Now you don't want to add the arrowroot straight into the sauce because it'll go lumpy. This avoids it being lumpy. So make sure those lumps are out of there. Now we're going to come back to the sauce. By now it's started to boil. We're going to add in the arrowroot. We're going to give it a stir. And this is going to start to thicken up. Make sure it's all dissolved in there. Perfect. We'll let it come back to the boil. And it'll get nice and thick. You can see the sauce is starting to thicken up. Once it's to the consistency that you like, you can turn it off. And then we'll get back to the broccolini.
Once the sauce is done, the broccolini is ready. So we are ready to plate everything up. And that is how you make meal prep exciting. Be sure to check the description box below for ingredients and macros.
Love you guys have been sending us pictures on Instagram and Twitter. Keep that up. Here are some good ones that we got this week. Also make sure to follow us on Snapchat.
Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and check the related videos over there. See you next week.
Bye guys. Namaste.